My name is Freda Ellis and I'm an education volunteer working at the Provincial Office of Education here in Banteay Province, Sisupon, the provincial town, provincial capital. I am the coordinator, the programme coordinator here, which means that I coordinate the work of all the other education volunteers in this province, and I also am here in order to build the capacity of staff here at the Provincial Office of Education. My last job, I was head teacher of a primary school in a beautiful rural village in Dorset, a church primary school, where the children were actually very privileged. It was a very successful school. The children were very privileged. They had plenty of backup from home and were doing very well at school generally. I've always wanted to do VSO. When I first left university, it was one of the things that I applied to do. At the time, very few people were getting paid jobs, and then I was offered paid employment. So at the time, I withdrew my application from VSO and got a job instead, which was very nice in terms of money, but it was a mistake for me personally, I think. I've now reached a stage in my education career where I feel that I've achieved as much as I want to so far, and I'm at a peak in terms of training and skills and expertise. I'm still young enough and fit enough to do something as challenging as this, in an environment as challenging as this, so I felt that this was a good time to fulfil a lifelong ambition and do VSO. I've never travelled to Southeast Asia before, so arriving in Cambodia was already something of a shock. The heat hit me in the face as soon as I stepped off the aeroplane. I can remember my first morning walking the streets of Phnom Penh and being absolutely horrified at the traffic. Just simply crossing the road seemed almost impossible. VSO here have been superb. We were met at the airport. We arrived at an ungodly hour, but we were met at the airport, taken straight to our guest house where we were staying. The next morning taken to the office, introduced to all the office staff there, and then we had a very well structured 6-week training programme. Everything we could possibly have wanted was provided for us. We were so well supported, and I know that at any moment I can pick up my phone and speak to anybody at the programme office, night or day. It's quite a shock when you first arrive here to see just how basic things are here. But when you visit schools, you realise that they have absolutely no resources at all. It's not a question of few resources, they have no resources. The objective of this project, it's called Mainstreaming Inclusive Education, is really about ensuring that every child gets a basic education. At the moment, especially in this province, which was so ravaged by war, there are a vast range of children who never get to school. This project is about really demonstrating not just to the education system, but also to the community, because working with the community is very important here, that the community as a whole needs to support disabled children, girls, young boys from poor families, and the ethnic minorities as well, because this country so badly needs every last drop of human resource and can't afford to waste such a valuable potential field. The work that I'm doing, I hope, is giving the people here the skills they need to carry on. One of the things that I'm very involved in is leadership and management training within schools. So talking to directors of schools and clusters and training directors here in the provincial office to use their own initiative, to use their own ideas, to be more creative and to identify areas of their schools or their offices which they can improve. At the end of my time here, I would hope that they will be fully equipped with the skills they need to carry on using their own ideas. People here have a lot of ideas. There are a lot of very, very good people here, and often they just need someone to build their confidence in expressing those ideas and applying them. Personally, I grow as a person every day here. Every day is filled with challenges. I've learnt to be so flexible. Nothing happens exactly the way you think it's going to be. No day is the same. So I've learnt to be very, very flexible, very adaptable, not to get stressed about the small things, to save my energy for the big things. And I think that degree of flexibility and adaptability will stand me in good stead forever. I think that in trying to get inside the mind of someone who has a completely different life experience than yourself, to find some common ground and to build on that is a skill that will be a benefit for me forever. I really do. And trying to work with no resources at all builds creativity in a way that you never dream is possible. Like in the UK.